So the last thing I want to give my thoughts on, excuse me, is Sega. Alright, so, but for the record, when I was young, I was actually a Nintendo fan rather than Sega fan. So I always loved Nintendo more than Sega. And I said this before, I would play a Nintendo console, I would always ignore Sega. That's when I was young until Sega became third party, and then of course the game just changed there. So anyway, I want to give my thoughts about the current state of Sega. So if you heard, there was an interview with the CEO of Sega. I have no idea the person's name. I do apologize. And one of the things that he said was that he felt that they betrayed their fans because of what's happening with the business. So of course, if you know what's happening with the business right now, Sega used to be a very competitive gaming company. They even trying to go head to head against Nintendo in the 16-bit era. But then when the 32-bit era came in, somehow Sega went third place because they had a fight against all Sony, and they did the same thing again with the PlayStation 2 and the Dreamcast. Well, didn't really last long. And if you want to know the history about Sega and their console, you can probably find it on the internet. It's everywhere there. So, and then Sega became third party. But for a while, during the PS2 era, and to some extent the HD era, Sega was actually bringing out games. They were doing some not good game, but they were actually bringing out games. I mean, they were still doing I remember the Virtua Fighter games. There was a Golden Axe game, and I'm just only in America, but in Japan there were even more. There was Panzer Dragoon. What else I can think of? Well, yeah, I can't really think of anything. But what happened is that ever since, but technically, like even the 32-bit era, Sega had a lot of catalog in the game, even in Japan. The game that I know that's very obscure that people don't know, it was the Sakura War game, only in Japan. I know it's a half dating sim, half strategy game. I mean, there was a Sakura War that came out in America, Sakura 5, or I forgot what the name is. It was for the PS2 and for the Wii. Finished it. It wasn't that bad, but that's the latest one, but that's a different story. But there were other ones like Fantasy. Well, let's see what else. They just had more, but there were some games that even in America that people remember. There was Golden Axe, Vector. Well, let's see what I'll talk about. Like I said, Virtua Fighter, Panzer Dragoon for a while. I think that came out. But lately they've been doing. I think even started with the HD era and so on. Was Sega all of a sudden they're just relying with Sonic much more. So they basically put the other franchise in the back burner. I mean, there was some like I said, Virtua Fighter 5 was still I think relevant, but I think Virtua Fighter 5, that's it. What else I can think of that Sega did? Well, but after a while also they team up with other games. That's why like they of course all suddenly also Sega decided to do some licensed game, and that failed. I don't know why instead of doing their own IP, you gotta do like Marvel IP at one point they did. The Aliens game, unfortunately, there was some fiasco with it that people weren't too happy with it. But their only IP, the only thing that they rely on is Sonic, and Sonic. And if you know what happened ever since starting with, say, Sonic 06, the Sonic game, the 3D Sonic game, wasn't that good, and people were getting frustrated. Sonic fans were frustrated. They've been trying to bring back the classic Sonic game with Sonic the Hedgehog 4, and that also failed. A lot of people didn't like it. I mean, even Sega themselves admitted that it's difficult to please fans with one Sega game, and that the Sonic team actually admitted, they said, yeah, it's kind of hard to make a 3D Sonic game, we just didn't realize it. So at least they're admitting there's some problem. And of course what happened now with the Wii U exclusive, and I think that was a dumb idea. Sonic Lost World was okay. Sonic Boom, well, unfortunately the cartoon, the animated show is good. The game itself, I heard, was not so much. I heard it was bad. And my gripe was, why even make it a Wii U exclusive? If you probably make that like a multi-console, and maybe for $20, probably people gonna buy it because at least they'll have trophy or achievement. Just saying there. So anyway, that's what's happening with Sega right now. The Reliant Sonic, even that was bad. And then they're also going to mobile because they say that's where the money is. And of course, a very loyal Sega fan, they're getting frustrated. Even Alpha Omega Sin was so frustrated because in the 16-bit era, even to some extent to the 30-bit era, they were good. All suddenly, they keep shrinking and shrinking. They were at least decent in the PS2 era, but by the time we went to the HD era, unfortunately, it's just Sonic game and license game, man. They're not really that good. So that's why in this interview, the guy, the CEO of Sega, said that he realized what they done. They betrayed the fan because the fans were so upset because not just the Sonic games were stuck, they weren't giving out a lot of Sega games. Granted that they were basically delivering old HD classic game like Sega CD as a download, Sega Fighter as a download, Daytona USA as a download. They done download games, Sonic Adventure, so that was okay. But there was no new IP. They weren't doing any new IP or new game except for Sonic. They keep relying on Sonic. Even that took a toll. Like I said, Sonic Boom apparently was worse than Sonic 06 according to the Metacritic. So that's basically saying something. So he said that we felt like we betrayed the fan. That hopefully in TGS we're gonna show you something that to hopefully redeem the fans. So what does that mean? Is it gonna be good, bad? I don't know. Hopefully it is something that is meant for worldwide, not just in Japan. That hey, guess what? We're finally going back to the console gaming. We're gonna make some game. We're gonna make them good. Normal license game. We're gonna put Sonic in the back burner. It's gonna be. We're bringing back Vector Man. We're bringing back. What is that game? Alter Beast, Golden Axe. Heck, I mean, bring back a better Sega Genesis collection or Saturn collection or any Sega collection in one disc, like kind of like Rare Replay. Do that with Sega, from the Master game all the way to the Dreamcast game. Heck, even arcade, put it on a disc as a compilation. That would be awesome. But again, we'll see what it is. So hopefully. It's a good thing that he's admitting now that their business where they're not doing good, that they are well aware that the fans are not supporting them, that by Tokyo Game Show they're gonna show what it is, and that hopefully it'll be quote unquote a change in tide, that finally people say, thank you, Sega's finally going back to the game. It's kind of like Capcom, because Capcom's sort of going back in the game, not so much. Because they're besides for Street Fighter 5, they're just doing a lot of HD master remake, HD remaster game. And I already talked about this before, and that even outside of Japan, they refuse to make it a physical copy due to the fact of because they're trying to avoid of middleman sales problem, AE clearance sale. They're trying to avoid that. So because if you do digital, there's no middleman, so you can control the sale. And that hopefully there'll be a sale or a flash sale rather than I saw this at Target for $10, yippee, clearance. And again, you gotta keep in mind also as a business, physical media costs more to produce than digital. That's why jerky may be unethical to some, maybe, but it's not illegal, and they gotta make money, and that's what. And probably the same thing with Sega. I'm gonna guess we're bringing back a new version of Golden Axe, but you can only do it download, no disc. But whatever. But the point is, at least they're admitting them that the direction wasn't good, and that they're hopefully gonna try to make it up. I'm gonna check it out once Tokyo Game Show comes around, and we'll see. So there you go. So anyway, those are my vlog. Thanks for listening. With that, that's it for now. I'll see you guys later. Bye.